All right, Steen Lecky, I wanted to talk just for a second about. I had the conversation over the weekend with AD Mitchell at an event, and it's that catch he made against Alabama is going to live forever. It's something that it's actually something I feature in DAWGSTRUCTION. I'll get to that in a second. But he really came on at the end of the season ago, and you know, he at the beginning of the year, AD Mitchell's situation when he first got on campus. Let's keep in mind this was his first year at Georgia. Um, Kid out of Houston gets arrives, thinks, I can maybe help. We'll see. George Pickens gets hurt, and then Jermaine got hurt. I think as my memory serves correct. So all of a sudden, there's a full blown panic in the offseason about what Georgia's doing at receiver. Folks didn't realize how good I don't think that AD Mitchell was. But as time went on, he proved it. Could he be a superstar? Man, I don't know that we don't know. Like, I don't think the answer is certainly no. I mean, it certainly could be yes. At Georgia, a superstar does the job they're supposed to do when they're supposed to do it. And, AD is a guy that is featured in the preview magazine. Look at that image of him with Stetson in at the Tennessee game. He went 5 catches for 65 yards against the Vols. 5 catches for 65 yards against the Vols, and then he wasn't done. As the season went on, he got better. Orange Bowl, 2 catches with a touchdown. Alabama, 2 catches. Alabama National Championship game, 2 catches for a touchdown. And we really got a chance. I got just a real brief amount of time to talk to him the other day, and I'd encourage y'all to pick up the magazine, the preview magazine. Anybody that gets DAWGSTRUCTION gets the magazine with it. But we've got interviews with Stetson, Kendall Milton, AD, in this magazine. You're not going to want to miss out on it. It is really a fun look at the season, and unlike all the other preseason magazines, it's just about Georgia. So the 50 pages is just about Georgia, and it's going to be well worth your money. Hey, speaking of which, if you get the book, if you buy the book, you get the magazine for free. Now, again, I've had to order new books, so order now so that when the magazines get to me, I can send it out to you. Can AD Mitchell be what George Pickens was at Georgia? I think that's possible. I mean, I think we're not talking about AJ Green here. We're talking about someone who, showed that he can get the job done when he needs to. This image, like I said earlier, was after the Tennessee game in 2021, excuse me. And him and Stetson had become kind of buddies a little bit. And you can see it from this picture. I remember, if I'm, if I'm not incorrect here. So this is just after CBS got done interviewing Stetson. And so AD runs up to him as he's running off the field, and he wants a picture. He wants to get a picture real bad with Stetson. And that was sort of the beginning of AD's big jump into 2020, the 2021, ethos. This is the magazine. You're gonna want to pick it up now. Listen, you order it down below through DAWGSTRUCTION, or you can get the link, and I'll put the magazine link in there as well. But it's just stuff you're not gonna see anywhere else. There's conversations with Stetson, AD, Kendall. I mean, this group is that they don't think they're done. Like, they are under the assumption that if they continue to work, listen to the coaches, take advantage of the workouts, this is literally some of the stuff that they're saying to us. If they do that, then they can be successful like they were a season ago. Can they have, these sorts of moments? You know, the odds are that nobody will have those moments. The odds are that no one will win the national championship. But Alabama, Ohio State, Georgia, I mean, I'll have to look at the betting odds as we go here, but those three for sure are the teams to watch in college football as we get ready for the 21 season. Media Days is right around the corner, by the way. And AD is going to be an important part of what Georgia does. Another thing to write about in the magazine is the explosion that Kirby is insistent that Georgia has to continue in order to be, a team to watch. You look at the futures here. It goes Alabama, Georgia, relatively close. Alabama is plus 200. The dogs, well, the average is about Alabama 200, Georgia about 325, Ohio State 350, and then Clemson's at 1200 or so. So higher for them to be sure, but those four plus, after that you go in Texas A&M, USC, Oklahoma, Michigan, teams that are likely not going to win the national championship. This is probably going to come down to the three teams I talk about all the time, and the loser of the SEC championship game is going to have to get around Ohio State. That'd be my suspicion. And if they can do that, they will play probably the other in the national championship game. Now, I don't know if we're going to hear about how boring it is that two teams keep playing all the time. Everybody was getting their jollies off about Clemson and Alabama playing. And they had, let's see, they had one really good game, and the others were kind of, Georgia and Alabama can't seem to avoid having good games with one another. I mean, we've seen one really solid beating, which was the SEC championship game. Other than that, all the games have come down to the fourth quarter. And 17 last play of the game, 18 last play of the game, 20. No, that was decided in the fourth quarter, just like the 21 SEC championship, excuse me, 21 national championship game, as well as the 2012 obviously was decided on the last play of the game. That game's been pretty exciting through the years. Not good for your nerves, that's for sure, if you're a Georgia fan or Alabama. But Mitchell will always go down in Georgia history as the guy who made this catch. And he told me, receivers, man, they are never without confidence. He told me he knew he had it. Now, I'll tell you, I was right there. I was not convinced he had the ball, but particularly as he rolled. But this is my image. But there are other images out there that you can see that he just out jumped the Alabama guy and made the play. And when he was rolling, there was no way to tell he didn't. And by the way, I'm the only person that talks about I wasn't so certain he caught the ball. There was never any question by anybody if he had caught the ball. I'm just looking at closely to the image, and it occurs to me how dirty that ball looks, how beat up that ball is. And I know it's a Georgia football because I can see the markings on the white part there. Well, obviously, and there's a Georgia logo on it somewhere on the football, but these are things you start to notice over time as a photographer. But for AD, this is a big time, a big year. Jermaine Burton plays for Alabama now. George Pickens is gone. You've got AD, Ladd McConkey, Brock Bowers. I mean, you've got guys, no doubt. But Mitchell is really he's not so far from what Malcolm Mitchell was like. I think he's taller, but he's a very slender guy who has some real speed. And this Georgia team is going to need to rely on the explosion that Kirby Smart keeps talking about. And let me tell you, AD is a real important part of that. And if Stetson and AD can continue to connect like they did in the Tennessee game, AD had the type of game that he had against South Carolina. He caught that deep ball from JT Daniels. I don't know if y'all recall that or not. These are the type of moments that AD Mitchell's going to have in order for Georgia to continue to celebrate. I'm expecting big things from him. He's going to have a lot of opportunity. Let's see if he takes advantage of it.